Sylvie. It is? Is it bullying if it happens just once?
No.
Could it be an accident if it happened just once?
Yes.
What makes it bullying? What makes it bullying? Faria?
If you do it more than once.
More than once.
Well, Rosalie tries to concentrate on a whole of community and whole of school understanding of cyberbullying and the implications of it. So what we do is we start at sort of making sure that the parents and the community are aware, and our wider community is invited along to seminars, generally a couple of times each year, where a couple of teachers, myself is one and Romany Dixon is another, we run through various issues with regards to using ICT, our modern sort of communication technologies at home and at school, and the inherent dangers that come with it, because there is quite a large amount of them. By parents in the community understanding what dangers there are, then they can start to make sure that their awareness of it and their understanding of it means that they protect their children. So we do that on that multi-pronged attack. Firstly, making sure the community is aware, and then also the kids themselves through their teachers. So what we do is we have an example, something like this. We have a profiles that follows the children through from their year 1 through to the year 6 experience, and we have various, make sure that there's various activities that the children do so that they're aware of the possibilities of being badgered or bullied online, what bullying online means, and the different avenues they have to cope with it.
Today, we celebrate what it is to be part of a supportive digital community.
Oh, it's fantastic. They're very proactive. The teachers here just give so much of their time, outside of school hours. So they got together and did a number of different sessions with the parents. We all came along and they told us all about some of the issues that could happen, but then also the strategies that we could put in place at home to actually try and help, educate our children on some of the risks out there.
In recent years, I've been more and more interested in how that online context is different for people, and how the fact that you can't see the person, how you don't get any verbal feedback, any non-verbal feedback, you don't get any feedback at all because you've got that wall between you and the person who you're communicating with, and how that might put you in situations where you're doing and saying things that you probably wouldn't do or say otherwise if you had that person right in front of you. And so my concern with cyberbullying is that what we're calling cyberbullying isn't always bullying at all. In the research circles, they talk about bullying as involving an intention to harm, a repetition over time, and a power imbalance. And those things we're realizing are very hard to determine when you're talking about these things that happen online. And so, for example, there may well be situations where there's no intention to harm, it's just perhaps what someone thinks is a joke and doesn't realize is hurting someone else's feelings. So there's not an intention to harm. Well, bullying is a kind of aggression. So aggression just means you do something, causes harm to someone else with the intention to harm them, is how we talk about it. And bullying is a specific type of aggression. With cyber aggression, I prefer that term because it suggests that there are a whole bunch of things that can happen where someone gets hurt and someone else hurts someone, but it isn't necessarily that bullying problem. It's a different type of problem that requires a different focus or a different solution or a different approach to dealing with.
Well, we now have the computer that the children use is very much in our open living area, so that the screen is very much visible to our family. There's a rule of no mobile devices in bedrooms, and we also sit down with them and actually talk to them about what are the things that they're actually on. Again, as I mentioned before, my son and my daughter ask if they want to go onto anything or there's something new that they're going to be involved with. And then we sit down and have a look at it and say, yeah, that looks fine, or no, I think that's not appropriate for your age group.
Well, I think for schools and for principals and teachers, it's important to remember that the cyber-bullying things happen in a broader context of how people get along with each other. And I think there's research out of Perth with Donna Cross, her work with Friendly Schools, Stacey Waters' work with Friendly Schools, that indicates that the whole school culture feeds into that. And so from the top down, you want to establish a culture where care and respect for each other aren't just words on a paper, they're actually part of how it's lived at the school level.